welcome to Eating and Drinking Right to support your immune system. For those who don't know me, I am a nutrition and health coach, and I'm also qualified in NLP, kinesiology, what else? Timeline therapy, which I love using, especially when it comes to working on limiting belief and things like phobia, anger, even cravings, and also I'm a sport massage therapist, so I'm quite holistic in my approach. I have a good understanding of how the body works, and that's really important when it comes to making changes. Understand how your body works and what you actually need, what works for you. So I worked in investment banking. Hello, Camille. Nice to see you here. In investment banking for about 10 years, and I changed career in 2012. I've lived abroad for about 11 years and a half. Yeah, we arrived in France like 4 months ago from Asia, and I'm with an English speaker. So, but anyway, what about you guys? Where is everyone coming from? Tell me, where are you based now? Where are you coming from? I know that Cheryl is based in Aix-en-Provence with me, but is not French originally. So just let me know in the comments where you are based now, where you are from. I love to know this. Cool. So let's start by hydrating ourselves. So this is my Kangen water bottle, and I'm gonna drink right now. This is a big topic that we'll cover today. Water above anything else. If you don't retain anything but this, that would be already great. So I will share that later, but I'll grab a coffee if you prefer. So here's what we'll learn today. The immune foods and drinks, the food and drinks that support your immune system, the ones that do not help your immune system, and that you need to avoid or eliminate. And then we'll take a moment to identify what is the gap between where you are at, in your personal nutrition or maybe your family, and where you need to be. Because we'll use that for the final stage of our workshop today, which is, which I want to be very practical. It's all well and good to talk about knowledge, but knowledge is only power if you actually implement it. And implementation is only long-term power and sustainable if you stick to it, in good and bad moments. And this is what we call a healthy lifestyle, right? So we'll discuss practical and easily actionable steps. Thank you, Ella. Persian living in Sweden, but moved to New Zealand. Wow, that's quite exotic, all of this. Sounds amazing. Cool. Before we dive into the details, a quick disclaimer here. I do that from the heart. This is for information, informational purpose only. I'm not a medical doctor. If you have anything that is of a medical advice nature, then go and see them. And you should not be personal advice as well. This is open to everyone. This is not specific to someone who is on medication. This is not specific to kids. This is not specific to someone who is immunosuppressed or has autoimmune diseases. So just that for those people, more than happy for them to listen. Just know that there will be a couple of things that are not applicable to you. And finally, anything personal that you would like to address and stuff, you might not want to share it here, but which is no problem. And we won't be able to cover it anyway. So any questions, anything you would like to discuss with me privately, then I'm actually offering free consultations until end of April, because different, I work globally and different countries have entered the lockdown at different periods, and who knows what's gonna exactly happen. Oh, bye Camille. It's okay. Yeah, watch the replay. Have an amazing day. Take care of your twins. Cool. So All right, let's get started. So food and drinks to support your immune system daily. I cannot stress that enough. A lot of people coming, this is typical, coming November, December, they start to come down with flus and stuff, and then everyone starts to, not everyone, but some people start to, you know, kind of look at what they can do to support your immune system. But actually, it's an all year long type of work. It's like anything when it comes to health. Or other things actually, but it's, you know, it's about consistency and building up to a healthy you know, lifestyle. So there will be things that I will cover that you might know already, but it's always good to have a friendly reminder, right? So it all starts within the gut. Did you know that you have almost 80% of your immune system that actually lives in your gut? The cells that make up your immune system. And did you know that the more diverse is your diet, the more strains of bacteria you will have, and therefore the healthier you will be? Did you know, guys? Let me know in the comments if you knew that, because people don't really don't always make the link between those things, and that's why also they don't put things in place, because they don't know. So diversity is a big thing, diversity of the diet, definitely. So let's talk about actually plants, like fruits, vegetables, herbs. Who knows why we need them? Let me know in the comments. Who knows why we need fruits, vegetables, herbs? Why? Thank you, Ella. So why do we need vegetables, guys? And there's seems to be a bit of delay between the time that I see the comments and I ask the question. Anyone knows why it's good to have vegetables? Like, why do we actually need them? They create a good gut flora. What? Yeah, definitely. They contribute to that. Yep. What else? What do they contain? Why do we need them? Why actually our life depend on them? It sounds like a big thing, but actually it's the case. That's why I'm always on the back of my clients to eat more vegetables. Anyone knows? Okay, so basically fiber to move things around. Yeah, very good point. Fiber is a big thing for many reasons, but definitely when it comes to supporting your immune system, it's a big thing. So basically they contain phytochemicals, which is what the plant produces to defend itself, and that's what we need, because so those phytonutrients contain lots of good stuff for us. You know, plants, don't forget herbs. So when I say you know, when I say fruits, vegetables, for me herbs are part of vegetables. So like ginger, I actually have ginger like I would have a, you know, carrots. They contain antioxidant, fibers, Ella, you are right, vitamins, minerals, and our life literally depend on them. So having some for lunch and dinner, definitely, but we'll cover that. So eat a rainbow of them, like every possible color. Just know that a little tip is the darker the color is, usually the highest the amount of antioxidant is. But again, coming back to diversity, what Mother Earth has planned for us is what we are supposed to eat, and it's full of diversity. Every single plant foods will have a benefit. We'll have something to bring, and then, you know, we can bring the focus on more, you know, these foods depending on what we are after. But basically a rainbow, about 10 portions a day. Yes, 10 portions a day. So that sounds a lot. Maybe some people are rolling their eyes like, how can she possibly have 10 portions a day? Well, there are many tricks, obviously, to get that in, but like if you like me actually eating those vegetables, I would say half of your plate full of vegetables for lunch and dinner, you should be fine. And that should actually cover some of the antioxidant needs that we'll discuss shortly after. And 1 or 2 portions of fruits a day. What I tend to see with my clients is that they have lots of fruits, little vegetables, and little water. So get them organic as possible. Again, some of you may know that already, so I won't spend much time, but they contain less pesticides and insecticides, which is better for your body because there is a lesser need of antioxidant to compensate for that crap. And obviously your liver is not working as hard, so therefore it can get busy doing something more important for your body. If it's not in season, go frozen, totally fine. And if you can't get frozen, you can't get organic for budget or whatever, then just get fresh vegetables. So fibers, that's the second big reason, the big thing to support your immune system. So fibers are contained in most plant foods, and they help to bulk out your stools to improve motility. So what does that jargon mean? Basically, it sends you to the loo for poo, and that's what you want. You want to go for poo about twice a day. And if, or at least once a day for sure, but ideally twice a day. And definitely, hey Margot, welcome. Say hi. Why are you tuning in from, Margot, right now? Because I know you travel a lot. Let me know in the comments. So, yeah, so basically twice a day for poo is ideal to really get rid of the waste. The reason why you go for poo is because your body needs to eliminate that. So when you don't go enough, or if this does not happen every day, then you keep it within you and it does recirculate, does increase toxicity in the body. Anyway, that's no good. So if that happens, get in touch with me and we can get that sorted. The other thing that is really good, and we are going to start to go in my fridge now. Oh, Luxembourg, nice. So we are going to start to visit my fridge because I want to show you the omega-3 rich foods, which are actually essential fatty acids are essential to your body. This is something that your body cannot produce, so you have to bring it daily. And they are actually immunomodulating, so definitely a good thing to have daily to support your immune system. So let's go in the fridge. Okay, that has turned now. So some of them, so you will see here I have chia seeds, which is one kind of omega-3, and then what else have we got here for omega-3? We'll have walnuts here. I will cover the rest. Why they are in the fridge, I'll encourage you to do that if that's not already done. I mean, ideally you want this to be a dark jar because any fat does oxidize, so it's very sensitive to heat, air, light, all of this. So in the fridge covered is great. So go and do that if you are in your kitchen at home. Just go and do that if it's not in the fridge right now, or take a note to do it. I don't want to see anything in the cupboards, in the fridge. Cool. What else? This will cover after. So you will see here I have some pumpkin seeds rich in zinc. Yeah, it's a bit of a mix. Sorry. Oh, sorry. You have also resin nuts. For selenium on your 2 a day, we'll cover that. Yeah, Cheryl, that's great. I'm sure I would love your fridge. Okay, cool. So almonds, and then yeah, chia seeds. What else that I wanted to show you here? Okay, well, while we're in the fridge, why don't we stay there? So I wanted to cover also probiotic foods. So probiotics are basically fermented foods that so they provide good bacteria, as a result of fermentation. So this one, kombucha, is a really cool one. If you have never tried, then go for it. This one is actually with pomegranate, so grenade in French, and it's basically fermented green tea. I actually find it really festive because it's bubbly, sparkling. So sometimes I suggest some of my clients to use that for the aperitif. Cool, what else? Talking fermented foods, so let's go in there. So I have kefir, which I'm usually not a fan of, but actually if you live in Aix-en-Provence or if you find that in London or wherever, this is a great, this is really yummy, this one. This is some flavored, but kefir, and you can, you know, obviously make your own. I'm too lazy for that. That will come, I will make my own. That's cheaper as well. We have tempeh. More big fan of tempeh than tofu. So tempeh, fermented soya beans, and I do it with like I slice it, and I do it with, where's my, oh yeah, we did pancakes this morning, sorry for the mess. I do it with some coconut oil, and where's the Himalayan pink salt, and just that, and it's so yummy. What else we have fermented in there? I think we ate some yesterday. Okay, so let's move on. So we have oats here, which is actually a form of probiotics. Prebiotics, which is the food to feed your probiotics. Okay, so you have probiotics, the fermented foods, the good bacteria, and this is an example, like is banana, and others that I will cover a bit later, of actually stuff to feed the different strains of good bacteria that you have in your gut. So now we'll cover some vitamins now that we are in the fridge, and then we'll just recap when I come out of the fridge. So here we have obviously lots of greens. This is kale, this is celery, salad, and they are all, obviously when they are fresh and not overly cooked, they are full of so vitamin C. I think there might be in terms of antioxidants, so vitamin A, C, E. So we'll definitely have vitamin C in there, vitamin C in both of them, but they are not the highest. We have vitamin C in pomegranate. So pomegranate at the moment is actually pretty cheap. This is very high in antioxidant. Okay, this one does not look very sexy. Usually they look nice, but anyway, so you open them. I know it's a bit of a pain. It takes a couple of minutes to actually probably 5 or 10 to undo them, but it comes down way cheaper than berries, I find, and they're very high in antioxidants. So here we have some anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti almost everything stuff that you can put, that you can add to your diet. So garlic, again, I will cover garlic when I come back to my laptop. But garlic, very powerful. Be careful, lots of people are sensitive, so don't overdo it. I usually advise like 1 clove a day in a certain manner that I will describe later. So at the moment, definitely go ahead and have some garlic. Ginger, to be honest, so as I was saying earlier, ginger, as you can see, I have tons. Ginger is really, for me, is like a vegetable. Like I have it at you know, lunch and dinner all the time, and it took me ages to actually like you know, ginger. It's very strong. It's also thermogenic, so for people who want to lose weight and increase their metabolism, it's very good. But it's the big friend of you know, a strong immune system. You can do it in different ways. Again, when I come back to my laptop and we do the recap, I will share with you how I use it, how you can use it. Here, this is, yeah, beetroot. What else while we're here? Okay, so Himalayan pink Himalayan salt is has about more than 80 minerals. So go ahead and put some without abusing, but in your food, make sure you put it at the end of the cooking time, because you know, it will deplete. If you put it at the beginning, it will deplete some of the, you know, some of its content, so you are not getting all the benefits. So that will be a shame. What else we have here? Cannelle is actually has actually cinnamon. Sorry, get a good quality, guys. So cinnamon bark is actually what you should be getting, and not just cheap you know, cinnamon in a pot in the supermarket. Go the extra mile and get quality. It's all about quality also. So this is antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral actually, and this is part of, not sure I will have time to cover that, but this is part of the essential oils that I use at home for prevention with regards to the current context. What do we have here? So we have a mix. Okay, don't pay attention to what's written on the thingy, on the jar. This is a mix of turmeric, ginger, and black pepper. And this because obviously you may be aware that turmeric is a very high anti-inflammatory, as is ginger. However, its bioavailability, so basically the benefits are very much reduced if used on their own. So there is no point in you, you know, putting half of the pot if it's not accompanied of black pepper, ideally ginger, and if you can, coconut oil. So one tip, if you are in the kitchen right now, again, if you have the kids or whatever, I mean, you know, if they're not too young, get them to do a mix if you've not already done that. So basically you grab some curry mix, or, you know, turmeric, you grab your ginger in powder, you know, some black pepper, and you do your mix. And this way, when you cook, you can throw that in the mix directly. What else we have? So in terms of plant foods that are full of fibers, I have at the moment, you know, some lentils here, some wild red rice, and obviously this is also full of fibers. I have some mint in there. So really go ahead, you know, when you go shopping, don't hesitate to, I'm going to come out of the fridge now. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to cover this. So, you know, think herbs like fresh basil, fresh mint, fresh oregano. You know, this we're going to cover as well. It's full of, you know, very strong antiviral properties, antibacterial as well. This, does anyone know what red pepper is good for? Okay, red pepper is one of the king of today workshops. So does anyone know what it's good for? Waiting. Red pepper. What is red pepper good for? What is one that, you know, I will highly suggest that you have at the moment, especially raw? Okay, I'll carry on while you tell me why red pepper is good. So again, you know, a rainbow. So here we have, you know, lemon, peppers, fennel, very good for digestion. All the colors, avocado, high in vitamin E. Okay, nobody replied for the red pepper. This is very high in vitamin C. In fact, it's on the top of the list as far as I remember. Lemon is obviously has some vitamin C as well. Parsley is very high. I don't have any right now. Cabbage, when it's raw, has quite a bit. We have cucumber and, you know, carrot, vitamin A. I really love sweet potatoes because they contain vitamin A and vitamin E. And remember, the antioxidants are vitamin A, vitamin C and E, as well as selenium and zinc, which I'm going to cover. in a bit more details. But I love sweet potato because they cover both, and it's a great source of complex carbs, for example, before workout. Well, you need to allow some time to digest, but I sometimes mix that in my hot porridge in the morning. Okay, cool. So is that too much information? Is everyone still following? Let me know in the comment. Have I lost everyone right now? Are you taking notes? What are you guys doing? So vitamin C. So let's recap a little bit. So vitamin C, you need to aim for 1 gram a day, if not more. So in the current context, you can go above that, but then via the diet, that might be a little bit tricky. So you definitely might need some supplements. That's why lots of places are out. Lots of places are out of, you know, vitamin C. Crazy how people react sometimes. You know, remember guys, diet first. So 1 gram, so 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. So again, if you get your 10 to 12 portions of vegetables a day, as long as you don't overcook them, you know, don't put them in the microwave, stuff like that, then you should have you should have it, right? And 1 or 2 portions of fruits a day. Now, yeah, so remember, vitamin C is water. Oh, you're amazing, Jenny. Oh my God, guys, look at that. Jenny is chopping veggies while listening. Okay, Jenny, so it's an amazing idea. It's really cool, multitasking, I love it. But make sure that you don't stay, you know, ages chopping your vegetables and, you know, just like take a couple of minutes and put them in a jar and directly back in the fridge or to cook, because they are water soluble and, well, those containing vitamin C will be water soluble, so very sensitive to air, you know, light, water, humidity and stuff. So that's why I usually say, you know, when people do some juices or even smoothies and, you know, and leave their stuff on the table for ages, you actually, like within 15 minutes, like a fresh juice, you have, after 15 minutes, you have lost so much of their benefits. So drink it and, you know, eat it as soon as it's done, or put in the fridge, you know, very well closed. So to recap, vitamin C rich foods, I will eat them for lunch. Amazing, Jenny. Cool, send me pictures after that. So actually we have sauerkraut, sauerkraut, which is one of the fermented foods. Again, I'm going to recap everything, okay? So if you have registered for the event, again, you will have, I will be able to send you the free ebook where you will have the recap of everything. If you don't want to or whatever for any reason, then take some notes. But I would rather you to kind of, you know, retain the key stuff and then really listen to the next steps that we're gonna do, more practical stuff. So sauerkraut, I'm not a big fan of that, but it's a great source of fermented foods and it has to be well cooked. But anyway, red peppers, definitely. So if you have, I would not advise to have red pepper at the moment every single day, because again, you know, it comes down to food diversity and eating the same healthy stuff every single day is not healthy, right? So rotate, make sure you rotate. But yeah, red pepper really good if you eat them raw. You know, as soon as you've chopped them, then you get so much, you know, of their vitamin C and actually vitamin E content. Kiwi is great. Guava, I never know how to pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. Green pepper, orange. So lots of people think of orange as, you know, the highest in vitamin C. Actually, it's not true. Yes, there is some vitamin C, but you won't get much vitamin C, guys, in a random kind of orange juice, which I see all the time. It's most often full of conservatives and sugar. So if you get a or do it yourself, or go and get a freshly made orange juice. Again, it's not on the top of the list, but it's really nice, I have to say. It's a bit acidic, but it's really nice. But also, way cheaper, get oranges and eat them like this, because you get the fibers, okay? Berries as well, papaya, broccoli, kale, which we saw in the fridge earlier, parsley. I really love fresh parsley. Cauliflower, lemon, grapefruit. So it's kind of, in that order. But again, you will receive the list if you've registered. If you can't get fresh, frozen is fine. I'm just checking the time. Okay, I'll speed up a little bit. At the moment, I recommend smoothies. I was talking of juices, but I'm a big fan of smoothies because they contain fiber. So they will slow down the release of sugar in your body, which is very good for, hormone balancing, energy levels, obviously weight management. But also for your immune system. And they send you to the loo much more than a juice because of the fiber. So, we are a bit more sedentary at the moment. So remember, water and fibers are big, best friends at the moment. So to recap, for the vitamin A, so we have any kind of foods that are red, orange, yellow, usually, like red peppers, carrots, sweet potato, pumpkin, butternut squash, mango, apricots. Actually, there is vitamin A in eggs too, which I consider a superfood, although lots of people are intolerant to it. So vitamin E rich foods, we've seen in the fridge earlier, we had sunflower seeds, we had avocado, and there is also vitamin E in almonds, hazelnuts, in butternut squash, pine nuts, peanuts, sweet potato, and tomatoes. My battery is about to go off, so I might need to leave you a couple of minutes to plug that in. So selenium, aim for hey Peggy, welcome. I'm just gonna put the battery on. Cool, you all still here? Awesome. So selenium. So I did show you in the fridge earlier. So for those who join now, keep all your nuts and seeds, please, in the fridge because it does oxidize as soon as it's in contact with the air. Always, every single day, I'm on the back of my partner because he literally leaves the pot open. So I close always behind him. So Brazil nuts, be careful. They're very high in calorie. I don't give really a damn about calories, but Brazil nuts are very high in nut and a type of fat that we don't need so much of. But if they are really Brazil nuts from Brazil, so check the labels, check what it says on the packet, then you will get a high selenium content. And this is very good for immune system and for the metabolism actually function too. So the zinc, if you have pumpkin seeds, lentils, nuts, whole grains, they are full of zinc. If you take a kind of immuno booster type supplement, there should be zinc in there. So to recap, antiviral and antibacterial herbs, some of the strongest, especially with regards to apparently that virus, are so green tea, because they have quercetin and I don't even know how to pronounce that one, 𝙁-𝘽𝙤𝙤𝙠. which you find in green tea, in flax seeds. So flax seeds is really one that I do not have in my fridge at the moment, but that I would highly suggest for you to get, because it ticks all the boxes of, you know, almost all the boxes of what we covered today. But don't waste your money. Don't put them whole in your porridge, or you know, just like literally like I see in some kind of like superfood and smoothie bowl places. They do that with chia seeds and flax seeds, or lean seeds. Reminder to drink a little bit, people. So yes, so if they are whole, they will just go to the loo, you know, as you've been eating them. So make sure they are grinded, guys, but keep that in the fridge once it's done, or actually in the freezer. Other things that I will leave in the ebook, because we might not have time to cover it. Oregano, garlic. So for the garlic, don't abuse 1 clove a day. I think it's more than enough, and do some breaks. Sometimes some people can get very sensitive in their tummy. So once you chopped it, leave it for 10-12 minutes in the air. That's one thing that you can leave you know, on its own for a little while, because then it contains allicin, which will get released when you do that. So you crush it, you know, and you leave it for 10-12 minutes, and then you can cut it in small pieces and add it, well, either directly to your salad if you can handle it raw, or slightly cooked, so put it at the end of your meal preparation. Thyme and, you know, rosemary are also great. All right, are you still on? Are you still following, guys? It's a lot of information. So let me know in the comments if you're still on, if you have any questions. Welcome to those who joined. So the next thing is water intake. You know, definitely, if there is one thing that I want you to remember with regards to supporting your immune system at the moment, especially because you are more sedentary, and we need to eliminate the waste, is water. I recommend 3 to 4 liters a day. Hey, Antonio, I'm glad to know you're still on. So I recommend 3 to 4 liters a day. So we can discuss how we can get that done. I'm going to accelerate a little bit. But remember, this is, you know, your body is made of up to 70% of water. So it's very normal that you make sure that on a daily basis, your body has what it needs. Otherwise, there is, you know, don't complain if you don't kind of fuel your body right. So but now that you know, let's put things in place. So about 3-4 liters a day. It's more, you know, in the context of today, and it does include a little water per hour of exercise, right? So I personally drink Kangen water. I'll show you my machine there. So this is the Kangen water machine, which obviously won't work right now because I've removed the the plug. But basically, when it's on, so the water comes from here, and you will have on the screen different, you know, pH of water, and yeah. So it's basically antioxidant. Alkalizing and highly hydrating water. And on the screen, which you cannot see, there is actually, it produces different pH of the water, and I use the 2.5, so the acidic water, to actually wash my hands and sanitize my hands at the moment with. I also use some soap. It's amazing what simple soap can do. But if you don't have a Kangen water machine, obviously, you know, any like filtered water is better, but any water at the moment, just use that better than anything. Cool. You might know with regards to the virus at the moment, I won't have time to cover that, but they strongly advise to have, hot liquids, especially sip a little bit of hot, hot liquid throughout the day, because this virus seems to be hating the temperatures above 27 degrees. So, and I personally suggest, which has not been, not much has been communicated in terms of how you can actually naturally, in the media, how you can actually naturally support your immune system. But to that, I would add lemon and or, fresh ginger pieces that you put in your hot water. So now let's move on to the food and drinks to avoid. So I would just share them in a bland way, okay? But obviously it's not something that if it does apply to you, you will kind of like get rid of overnight. It's really, first of all, it's all a question of balance, and it's really about being aware of things and then deciding to actually do something about it or not. And if you do, then it's kind of like put a step-by-step strategy in place. So obviously avoid junk foods, refined sugar and artificial sweeteners. So guys, read the labels. With the labels, I have, I teach my client about food labels quite a lot, because it's very important, especially I specialize more in fat loss and weight loss, and that's kind of a must, definitely to be healthy, but definitely to work on those things. Too much sugar, avoid. Studies have shown that dietary sugar actually stays in your blood for about 2 hours, so 2 hours after consumption. Reduce caffeinated drinks. They contain tannins, which will reduce the absorption of nutrients like vitamin C. And remember, as we said earlier, key antioxidants are vitamin A, C, E, and selenium and zinc. Okay, cool. Yeah, cigarettes and alcohol also depletes, vitamin C and E. Alcohol depletes vitamins in general. But again, all a question of balance. So I had some last night, but it's just that, reduce, like at the moment, if you really want to make a boost and help your body have a strong immune system, then help him to have more time, more energy to fight against nasty stuff and repair. So reducing alcohol and cigarettes. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, blah blah blah, not so good. You probably know that. Microwave, not so good as well. Depletes nutrients. Gluten and dairy, personally, I don't eat. Most of the time I don't eat it. It's pro-inflammatory, but again, I'm not advocating that this is what everyone should be doing. Some people tolerate it, but yeah, it's inflammatory. So if you want to really boost your immune system, I will suggest that you at least reduce it or cut it out, for a few weeks. But again, especially if you have, issues with immune system, weight, bloating, things like that. Red meat is pro-inflammatory, and food with nasty labels, which are kind of covered already. All right, so I will cover supplements through the ebook for those who's registered to the event. As I was saying, for those who some people have jumped on and off, I will send the ebooks to those who registered to the event today on Eventbrite link, which was in the Facebook event. And also they will get a surprise bonus as part of that, and I will offer free consultation until end of April. So anything specific, customized that you want to know, because we're going to wrap up soon, then just send me a message. All right, so Now, is everyone still with me? I want you to take 5 minutes to identify what are the gaps between what you are doing until now and what you could be doing to support your immune system further. So make a list if you've not done it already, and if possible, prioritize it by either things that, you know, we've covered, you're really not doing it or really not much, and, you know, priority list. Yeah, take 5 minutes. I'll just use that time to look at the comments and some of the questions. Make that list because we'll use it to, you know, finish up with the practical steps. So make a list of, you know, the things that you realize that you are not necessarily doing at the moment and want to put in place. And let me know when you're done. Let me know when you've done that list. Or, yeah. Let me know in the comment. Cool. Has everyone done the list, guys? Cool. Are you guys done? All right. So, practical steps. So now that you've identified that list, yeah, you're done. Okay, cool. Some stuff coming on my screen, disturbing me. So what is on your list, guys? If you don't mind sharing for a few of you. So I would say, you know, grab something that, like, pick 2 things of that list that are quick and easy to action for you today. Stuff that you have at home, maybe that you were not using that way, that, or you know, you can easily get because I don't know which country you are in at the moment. You know, lockdown rules might be different. Now in France, Sundays is already, you know, very quiet and stuff. So not quite sure what you can get at that time. So just if you are committed to improve your immune system, decide on what you can improve today. Pick 1 or 2 things and get started. I can give you a clue. Is if you're not, yeah, Margot, definitely water. That's what I was gonna say. You know, most people do not realize how much water they actually need to drink, and also lots of people actually have quite a few things in their diet that are dehydrating. So for example, you know, coffees, teas, hot chocolates, Coca-Cola, all the things are dehydrating. So you actually need to top up even more your water intake. So if, for example, water is on your priority list, then how much water do you drink, Margot, at the moment? If you don't mind putting that in the comment, because we can use that as an example. But basically, if, for example, you drink like 1 liter, for example, then that is your baseline. So you're not going to change overnight and move to 3 or 4 liters a day. That would be stupid, actually, because that will go right down to the toilet. So that will flush. That's great. And if you have, you know, urinary infection, that's going to be great. But that's not going to serve the body in its, you know, full extent. So better to drink, you know, sips of water and be progressive. So Margot, you drink about 1 liter, but sometimes less. Yeah. So whatever is your baseline, I would say, you know, I spend my time elaborating strategies with my clients to get them, you know, to actually implement things and find something that works for them. So it's going to be different for you guys. But I tend to say, if, for example, you increase, you know, every single day, so you can put on a piece of paper or on your phone, let's avoid the phones. We're too much on the phones at the moment. But on a piece of paper, you know, Monday to Sunday, or for example, you start today, Margot, then you take, you know, you decide that you can drink, for example, 1 glass more than usual, and that's your goal. Maybe that can be your goal for a week, so up until next Sunday, and you tick every single day that you've done that. And the reason for that is it's all a question of habit. If you put things in place after the workshop or for a couple of days, I mean, it's great, amazing. But if you just do that for a couple of days, that's not going to do much. So it's really about creating the habit, getting rid of the bad habits, replacing them, and sustaining, you know, those good habits that you've put in place. So I would say, for example, the first week, you know, that could be 1 glass of water, you know, every single day. Once you are used to it, then you can, the following week, you can drink 2 glasses of water on top of what you currently drink. And little by little, after a few weeks, you will easily reach the, you know, those 3 liters that I was talking about. So you can, you know, you can obviously go, you can speed up a bit more than that. But the good thing about water is that usually your body will ask, hey Sarah, nice for you to join. You will be able to catch the replay, but just follow to the end. We are in the last part, the practical steps. So yeah, what I was saying about the water. Yeah, your body will actually ask you for more water. So that's a really cool help from your body. So has anyone got on her on his list? I think we're mainly females right now. Maybe Antonia is still listening. So does any one of you has veggies on their list? You know, I know that I've said like half of the plate for lunch and dinner is a good indicator. So, you know, again, same as water. If you are not there, then, you know, be progressive and make it, you know, at the end of the day, it's for you to decide what, you know, if you're really committed to improve your immune system and therefore your overall health. So whatever you decide to do, then take it where you are at, and decide to increase it to the level of, you know, what I usually recommend. So if you're struggling, you can start by aiming, you know, 5 kind of portions of vegetables a day, and then 1 fruit a day. If you're eating tons of fruits, I will reduce and replace that with vegetables, for example. So this is now 11, so this is the end of the workshop. I can't believe I actually finished on time, although I've not covered you know, for example, supplements, but actually I will probably leave that for the free ebook. Yeah, if you, again, thank you so much for you know, for attending the workshop today. If you've missed that bit, I will, considering the context, I will offer free consultations until mid-April or probably end of April. So if anyone has niggling health issues, has some questions or things that they have not necessarily shared during the workshop today, then get in touch with me. Any questions that have been asked that I've not replied to, or that you can ask even, you know, in the comments here. So post all your questions in the comments, unless you're not comfortable to post them here, and then I'll come back to you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and look after yourself. Bye.